Welcome to the Anita Chat Podcast. I'm your host and coach, Anita Rombo. This is the podcast for growth-oriented, high-vibe, and big-hearted people who are ready to show up and glow up to be the best versions of themselves. If you are ready to embrace your most authentic, aligned, and abundant life, one that feels great on the inside and out, then you, my friend, are in good company. Grab your favorite bevy, settle in. We've got lots to chat about.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the chat. It has been a hot minute since I have been here, so I felt very called to come here. Honestly, this is a very impromptu conversation. I have a cup of coffee in my hands. At best, we can call it lukewarm, but the house is quiet, the kids are out, and I had some time. And so I thought, why not? I'm kind of in a chatty mood right now. And so let's catch up. And I want to also hear from you. So please get into my chat, email me at info@anitarambo.com, find me on Instagram and get into my DMs at Anita Rombo. All that information, as you know, is in the episode description. Couple of things. You might notice that I haven't been as active or as visible here. And I wanted to let you know that if you're missing that connection, if you're missing that level of engagement that we had previously, I am still very much creating, connecting, and sharing just on some other platforms. When it comes to those other platforms, they are, for the time being, YouTube. I'm also, as always, showing up for my email list. So if you subscribe to the newspaper, that is my monthly newsletter where you get the behind the scenes exclusive perks, all that belly packed goodness and engagement. That's where you will find me. So if you are missing me, just maybe gentle nudge, check out those other platforms. I'm also on Instagram, on TikTok, and of course here, but just not as consistently. And that's really the place to get to know me a little bit better in this evolution of myself and my business. That's just kind of how it is for now. And so on that note, as we're talking about evolutions of business and evolutions of things, I wanted to share a couple of things that are happening in my world as a creator. And if they feel aligned, I'd love to invite you to be part of that journey. So the first thing is every Wednesday for the month of November, I am hosting a series called Coach and Cards, or maybe it's Cards and Coach. Honestly, I can't remember, and it's pretty irrelevant, but you get the drift. It's every Wednesday, it's at noon for an hour, and it's a place for people to gather if they would like some laser-focused coaching in real time. So come with something that you want guidance or clarity on, and I can coach you through it. I can also do card polls, or you can have a combination of both. So it's a little bit of a choose your own adventure. Do you want the cards? Do you want the coach? Or do you want it all? It's a safe and sacred spot, and you do have to register in advance. A Zoom link will be sent to you once you register. And it is a free series that's happening for all of November. So that's 5 hours of my time that I'm giving generously. And if that feels aligned, you can register. And you don't have to come to all of them. You can come to one, you can come to all 5. Whatever feels aligned for you is just an open forum for me to be of service and of value. And then the second thing that I wanted to share with you is that I have been creating something behind the scenes for quite some time now, since 2024 at least. And so I was divinely called, I would say, or received this intuitive nudge to develop an oracle deck, which is not really a huge stretch of the imagination, considering I am a tarot and oracle reader, and I incorporate that in my coaching, and I do that 101, and I do a lot of pop-up shops, etc. So I've been doing this for 10 years. It's been a part of my life. But the way that I received this nudge or this intuitive download, I would almost say is like a channel, because I get these hits, but I don't really get like a prolonged hit over like 20 minutes or so. And that's exactly what happened when I was in the shower. So there's something to be said for those shower thoughts, my friends. Like I would say those shower thoughts are my best thoughts and also my dream thoughts. So this one kind of came to me then. It was like, create this oracle deck. Here's the name. I could see the pictures of the cards. I could see exactly what it was that I wanted to convey. And then I went to work and I followed that nudge. And there's a lot of things that I want to share when it comes to this story. And maybe that's another story for another day. But long story short, here we are almost nearing 2025. And I am now ready to share that with the world. The deck itself is not 100% finished. It's 50% done, but I have launched it on Kickstarter. And Kickstarter for me is something that I didn't really even know much about. So if you haven't heard of it, I came to learn of it on Canadian Thanksgiving. So I feel like this is just energetically the right time, right? We're in this energy of abundance and blessings and gratitude. And we were on our way up to my husband's family on the road trip, and I came across Kickstarter, and I discovered that it's a crowdfunding platform. So it's a website where people can support creative projects they believe in. So you make a pledge now. So it's kind of like making a pre-order for something for when it comes out. And because you are backing this vision, you're backing this dream, there's often a lot of really exclusive bonuses and perks that are associated with it. And then when the project comes to life, it's in your hands. You get to experience it. But because you are raising money essentially for your project to come to life, it's an all or nothing campaign, which basically means you need to set a goal. And I am a goal getter, but my goal is quite ambitious because that is exactly what it needs to bring the project to life. And so we have to attain the goal in order for it to be funded in this way. And so that is why I would love your support if it feels aligned to back me on Kickstarter for the Hindu Mystic Oracle, which is a breathtaking 42 card deck. It was inspired by my grandmother's teachings, which largely shaped who I am today. And it's created as a tool for self-discovery, reflection, and growth. As I said, I've been doing tarot and oracle for so long, but this is unlike any other deck I've experienced or hold in my collection. The art work is exquisite, it's breathtaking, it's very unique, and it is such a gentle, loving deck, such beautiful energy, and it's really going to change lives. What I also love about it is I dedicated it to my children and the other children that come after me because it's rooted in the stories that shaped me, and this is my way of shaping and sharing that legacy to other generations to come. So if you're new to oracle cards, think of them as beautiful cards with artwork and keywords that help you connect with yourself, find clarity, or set intentions. I think in this noisy world, we so need this, and this type of deck just doesn't exist. There's lots of decks, but nothing like this. So if you love beauty, if you love art, if you love rare things, if you love experiences, like, because this is an experience, if you love mindfulness or into spirituality, personal growth, or Hinduism or Hindu philosophy, this might be up your alley, and I would love your support if it is. So whether that's backing the project, any amount helps. But if you come onto the campaign page, you'll see there's certain kind of rewards that are unlocked with certain amounts, but any amount is very, very helpful. Or if you know somebody who loves beauty, art, rare things, mindfulness, spirituality, yoga, whatever, Ayurveda, wellness, wholeness, share it with them, right? Help me spread this message. My why is to keep that ancient wisdom alive and relevant for generations to come. And because of that, it's also just a wonderful educational tool for anyone and everyone. It's super gentle and loving. So I am so incredibly excited about it. Like I said, I've been working on it for quite some time. If I had my way, I'd be done a long time ago. But you know what? The universe's timeline is much more different than yours. And we've talked about that many a time in our episodes. The Kickstarter campaign itself ends November 21st. So I think we have 17 days to go. And if I don't meet the funding goal, nothing happens. That is feeling a little bit daunting because, again, it's a very ambitious goal, but it is my due diligence to be the steward of the download that I received. And if anything, I want you to take that away from this episode too, is that if you are the steward of an inspiration, if you've got a feeling in your heart, it is up to you to bring it out into the world, and you don't have to know how you're necessarily going to do it. I'm definitely not an artist. I knew nothing about creating a deck. But to be able to say that I've created art and that I've created something that I'm so proud of and that I own and I get to create, nurture, shape, that is so incredibly meaningful. I would also say that just because you have that vision, like I said, it's not going to happen on your timeline, and it's maybe not going to happen in the way that you want it. So originally I went to a global publishing house that I have a relationship with, and unfortunately at that time they were inundated with deck proposals and they were not looking for decks. And so I waited for another opportunity and I came to them again. And of course, the tariff situation, they were like, our printers are in China, so we are printing nothing. So not exactly the way that I thought it would happen. That was the only path forward for me until I stumbled across Kickstarter on Thanksgiving. And like I said, I was really channeling those Thanksgiving vibes. And then when you think about when I launched, so the week later is when I committed to launching. I knew that if I sat with it and researched a little bit more, I could spend a lot of time and I didn't want to waste time. I found an opportunity and I was just going to seize it because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And so I decided I'm going to set the date and I'm going to set it for the volley, which is obviously the festival of love and light and very symbolic and complementary to the Hindu mystic oracle. It was also the new moon that day. So very manifestation energy is hype. So in that portal between Thanksgiving and the volley, this thing kind of literally came to me, this avenue. And like I said, it's an ambitious goal. It is all or nothing. So there's a chance that it might not happen, but I'm leaning into the possibility that it will. And if it doesn't, then it will just, if anything, get me ready for that next door that's going to open because it is something that I am the steward of. So don't give up and believe in the universe's timelines because inspiration also ebbs and flows. That's one other thing I've discovered. Prior to finding out about this, I wasn't actively working on it. So yes, this download came to me in 2024, but I haven't been every day working on this. Sometimes I feel inspired to do so and the energy feels right, and other times it doesn't. And that's part of leaning into that creative process. And so I trust that whatever doors are opening, it's going to work out. And I've learned so much from this journey. I knew nothing about this platform, and now I feel like I'm fully immersed in it. I've even kind of a scammer experience and all that kind of stuff. So lots of really fun stories to share with you about it. But really, really and truly, from the bottom of my heart, it would mean so much to me if you would support this campaign. I will link to the campaign in the podcast description. Please check it out. You can experience the magic of the deck for yourself. It is breathtaking. You can get more information on the backstory about how it was created. And if you know anybody that would be interested, please back the campaign and share with your networks. If you have a huge network of people that you think would be interested in, please reach out to me because I have the ability to create affiliate links, and I'd be very happy to give you a link and a press kit so that you have all sorts of resources to make it easy to spread the word. Honestly, the world needs something like this. So I need as many people on my side helping me spread the word. If we meet the funding goal and we move forward and it's with the help of you, I'll be able to tell how many pledges you supported. And I'd be very happy to give you 10% back as a thank you for your part in sharing this story. Bye for now.